But we're going to do a squash the myth, and we have some topics that have not been confirmed either way.
Squash the myth. This is like I'm going to become the fact checker.
Basically, when it comes to certain wrestling folk tales and myths and
How will that
lores.
work? Just throw one out there to me, and we'll show everybody how that's going to work.
Okay, so there's a whole bunch of myths concerning just you in general, King, and
Oh Lord.
maybe some PG ones. We can't. I mean,
Let's do PG ones.
There's some rated R ones that are out there about you that I can't discuss on the show probably, but and also just some people that you've been involved with over the years. So, do you want to do one this week? You have time?
Sure. What am I? I'm just waiting for the check here.
Okay, so let's do one. All right. So this is our first official squash the myth. And this myth is obviously from Memphis, Tennessee, and it's about involving you and a certain wrestling, an angle that turned out to be true. When I read this, I'm like, this can't be true, but it turned out to be true. So Ting, you were booking in Memphis at this time, and there was a wrestler in Memphis, Tennessee, that the police were looking for at the time. And trying to look up Billy Travis is his name.
Billy Travis.
This was in the 90s.
I loved Billy Travis. He was such an awesome guy. He passed away, but I loved Billy Travis.
So Billy was wrestling on the show. This was a live television wrestling program, and the police show up because they had a warrant out for Billy Travis. They arrested him. And here's the myth. You can explain if this is true or not. So, sometime Billy Travis was arrested at a live show at Memphis TV, and backstage, since you, Jerry, book on the fly, you managed to talk into the cops into arresting Travis during a live on-air angle involving Travis getting arrested for his part in a backstage beatdown during the previous week's shows. So, Jerry, you're going to squash the myth, or are you going to confirm that this is true?
Well, okay. Part of that is true, and part of it is not true. Probably the main part is true. Yeah, we were doing our live TV that was on every Saturday morning in Memphis from 11 to 12:30, and apparently what had happened was one of Billy Travis's baby's mama had saw him on the show or had heard that he was going to be on the show that morning. She had called the police, and I guess earlier a warrant had been issued for Billy for non-payment or got behind on his child support. And so we're right in the middle of the show, and all of a sudden in walks like 4 policemen. And they called me over first because I was, in charge of the show. And they said, Jerry, we got a warrant for Billy Travis. We got to take him with us. And what I tried to talk them into doing was waiting till the show was over. We still had like an hour to go in the show. And I said, could you guys just, wait till the show's over, because we got Billy in this, we got Billy featured in this match coming up Monday night. And can he just at least go out and make his interview about the match before you guys take him? And that's what I tried to talk him into. And I was unsuccessful. They said, no, we got to take him right now. And so I, just like you said, booking on the fly, I thought we got to have Billy Travis at least on the show because he was in a featured match Monday night. So I told the police, I said, well, I'm going to get the cameras back here and I'm going to film you guys taking him out. And they said, no, we don't want to do that. We don't want to be on camera. And I said, well, I want Billy Travis on camera, and you guys don't want to be on camera. And I said, well, I got to have him on for the show. So I'm having the cameras come back here. And it was really, it was nothing they could do about it. I mean, they wanted to arrest Billy. By this time, they had him in the handcuffs. So we just call the cameras back, and we're just saying, there's a commotion going on in the back. Whoa, what's happening here? And suddenly you go back there, and here's Billy Travis in handcuffs and 4 policemen around him, and he's screaming, you can't have me arrested. I can't believe, Lawler, you're having me arrested. You can't do this. And so, we filmed him and lead him out the back door and into the parking lot and putting him in a police car. And it took the bad stigma away from being arrested, because it made it look like it was part of the TV show, and it made it look like it was an angle. So nobody really I don't know. Nobody really got upset about him being arrested, and somebody screaming, "We'll get you out. You'll be out before Monday night." Don't worry.
What a wild match.
Wow, I told you.
And when you think about it, the Southern Heavyweight Championship. Oh, come on,
Absolute outrage. This is ridiculous. The police are here, and they're arresting Billy Joe Travis. Now, who's behind this? This is ridiculous. It's some kind of convention. Because he's the champ. Get that out of my face. Luther!
Oh, my
Luther
Lord.
Vance!
Billy Joe
Luther!
Travis being let out of the studio.
Luther Vance!
Michael?
I don't know about this. I guess we will find out shortly what's going on. My goodness.
Billy, I don't want you to worry about a thing. Luther, I'm going to call
Billy Joe
F.
Travis
Lee
being
Bailey,
taken
Robert
by the
Shapiro.
authorities. There's Luther Biggs trying to intervene, but apparently to no avail. Billy Joe Travis being led away here. Well, this is a unique tournament.
Well, gosh, I guess.
Whoa. Well, we're talking about the Southern Heavyweight Champion from a few years from a long time back, and the current USWA champion being escorted out of the studio. Well, what do you make of that, Stacy?
Must be its singing.
It was one of those things that really turned out to it worked to our advantage, because that was more exciting than Billy just going out and we were able to blow that into a big deal, and people knew that was really the Memphis Police, and they saw him getting put in a police car, so it created a lot of interest and a lot of talk. But yeah, that was a booking on the fly decision right there.
Yeah, that was like almost Attitude Era, a little bit. Like right there, just like a guy getting arrested, reminds me of Stone Cold getting arrested and put in the car. But this was real life. He was actually getting arrested.
Yeah, he really was. You're right.